Hello, I'm Tyler Frankie with the Canby Now Podcast. I'm here with a very special guest. I think all of you know him. It is Santa Claus. How are you, Santa?
I am very fine. Good evening, and thank you very much for having me.
We've got your face blurred out to protect the innocent. The viewers here can see that. It's not blurred out for me. I can see you, but and I see it looks like you're ready for vacation. We're after Christmas.
We are ready for vacation.
What does Santa do on the off season? You get a little bit of playtime before you have to start ramping up.
Yes, I do absolutely nothing. Absolutely.
Yeah,
nothing.
you headed down to Fiji or Hawaii, something like that.
Those two. It depends on the moods of the reindeer.
Yeah. How long? Because it's their off season too.
Yes, they're off season, so they get to go play as well.
Yeah, for sure. So Santa, you kind of have a reputation as being a jolly sort of fellow.
I hope so.
You know.
I try to be.
But does it ever get frustrating, especially nowadays, with all of these parents trying to claim credit for the gifts that you give? They say, oh, they're from them. Mm-hmm. You know, Santa's not real. How do you deal with that?
Do you believe in Christmas?
I do.
Okay. Do you believe in Santa Claus?
Of course. I'm sitting here talking to you.
Okay. That's all there is to it. I don't have to deal with the parents because the children know better. Mm-hmm. You know, the children know better.
Yeah. So how are the reindeer?
The reindeer are fine. Thank you for asking. They're Mrs. Claus is back there right now, taking care of them, making sure the elves are doing the things they have to do before she and I take off on our little jaunt and a little vacation. They get the run of the entire facility while we're gone. So.
Oh, okay. The elves do.
The elves do.
You ever come back and they mess something up, or are they pretty well behaved?
They're not until about 2 days before we come back. Okay. And then they become well behaved and very organized. They're as organized as they are the night before Christmas. It's like one of those teen movies. They run around, they're cleaning up with the black trash bags, clean up the parties. Do it all.
Yeah.
You know, sweeping things under the rug, out the windows.
Okay. They've got the reindeer like hanging out of the second story window. Have you ever been on a podcast before? Or,
no, I haven't.
You've obviously done a lot of TV work.
Well, it comes with when I get spotted, things of that nature.
Sure.
But never on a podcast before. I've never been asked any seriously personal questions about the cities that I go to and the people that I see.
Yeah.
And everybody always wonders. And if I start talking about it sometimes, they think I'm just making this stuff up.
Right.
But you can't. Santa Claus can't make anything up because the things that happens with Santa Claus and to Santa Claus and because of Santa Claus are just totally amazing.
Would you like to be asked personal questions about people that you go to and cities that you've been to?
Oh, I mean, if people wonder, are there more and more people showing up like at the parade?
Yeah.
How over the course of the last 5 or 6 years, I've seen the crowds at the parade here in Canby light up the lights. They've just it's been amazing how
Canby is probably your favorite city out of all the cities.
Canby is my favorite city out of all of them.
That's what I would have guessed.
There's no other city in the world like Canby, Oregon.
I agree with that. I'm not Santa, but I would guess that that's true.
That is very true. That is very true.
Do you ever get tired, Santa? You've been doing this for a long time.
No, I never get tired because it is something that I do. It's something that has to be done.
It's kind of who you are at this point.
It's who I am. It's what I do.
It'd be hard to find another job, probably.
I wouldn't want another job. Once you're Santa Claus, there's nothing else you want to be.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, the unemployment would probably be just astronomical.
What is that?
Benefits. All right, well, we've got another segment coming up here, and parents, we would ask just for this next part if you would have the children leave the room. Go ahead and have them just go outside and play. Yeah. Are they gone? Okay.
Yeah, well, Bobby.
Can't fool Santa. Okay.
All right.
I think we're good.
I won't forget that.
So your real name is Ed Grotsky.
Yes, sir.
How long have you been playing Santa?
Somewhere 5 to 6 years. I'm not really sure.
How did you get into it?
I was asked by a friend of mine if I would fill in and do a couple of Santa gigs
You
for
were
her husband.
reluctant at first, I understand.
Yes, I was. It was. I mean, you see. I don't know. I was reluctant. I didn't want to be Santa Claus.
Why not?
Because I don't know why. But now that I am,
Yeah.
it's a entirely different story. It's something I look forward to.
Really?
And especially here in Canby, the growth that I've been able to see at the Light Up the Tree Parade, the parade in the evening, the festivities, the crowds have just grown over the years.
We got that. This year was crazy.
It was very crazy.
The line to
this
see
year.
you was
It
very
gets
frustratingly long.
It's very frustratingly long, and I feel bad when I see people that just give up sometimes.
Oh, yeah, that's tough.
And so that's why I try to
We were
make
behind.
about as available as I can.
We were behind the firefighters. There was like 40 of them. They just all like crowded around. We're like, come on, guys. Like, this is for the kid. No, I'm just kidding.
No, it's
It was
true.
great.
The children, they wait so patiently
Yeah.
all the time. I have to interact with them because they're getting, when all the festivities are going on, such as the choir singing and then lighting up the lights and things like that. These kids are getting a little antsy. They don't care about all the lights going on. They're looking at the man, and they want to talk to the man, make sure the man knows what's going on.
Right.
So you have to interact.
You're
with
the
them.
star.
I guess.
For
But
the kids.
actually, the kids are the stars. Just to be able to see them just shine.
Well, you were busy this Christmas. I think I personally saw you like 3 or 4 times at events, and I think you did quite a bit more than.
Yeah, we
than
were.
that.
My wife, Mrs. Claus, and I. We were very blessed this year. The amount of engagements that we have far exceeded anything that I had expected for this year, and I knew there'd be possibly a little bit more than last year.
Yeah.
But I had no idea that it was going to blossom the way that it did.
Yeah.
It's
Really
often-
snowballed.
Snowball's a good word to use. That's
Yeah.
a very good word
Thank
to
you.
use. Yes, and if things keep on snowballing like that, we can build a snowman. Anyway, the things I've seen, the children that I've seen children growing up in this community. I've seen all the good that Canby has to offer. You see it all, everything, all the good that there is anywhere. Always seems comes out at Christmas
Best
time
comes out at
anyway.
Christmas. Yeah.
But if it weren't for the cold weather, you'd have a hard time distinguishing when was Christmas time and when wasn't here in Canby. It's just that type of a community, and some place that we really enjoy. We enjoy living here. We enjoy everything that it has to offer. I mean, we have the finest group of first responders.
Yeah.
I think that anybody can lay a claim to.
Yeah.
The fire department, Todd Gary, Jim Davis, and those guys over at the fire department. Phenomenal job. The police department. I mean, these guys have a tough job.
Yeah.
You know.
Not about the best public access TV station and local news podcast.
Yes,
around.
it is. As a matter of fact, you hit that nail right on the head.
I've heard that many times.
I've heard that many times too. You've told me.
No, I have no personal opinion about either
okay.
of those things, but
What about that other guy?
I have multiple identities as well, like
yeah.
you do, Ed. Yeah, so you had a lot of events, and you were talking before we started recording just about the way that the kids and the experiences that you've been able to have with them have just kind of make it all worth it. And you mentioned you look forward to it. Can you tell me a little bit more about those experiences?
The things that
there are
change.
only so many people that know what it's like to be Santa, right?
You know, that's true. You know, being Santa Claus, you get to experience. I can't really find the right word for it. I think I can just give you the examples of things. There was a woman over at Hope Village that when I was over there for 2 days, and
You got to talk to some seniors too, then.
talk to this. I mean, children of all ages. The age range of the children I interacted with this year goes from 18 days
Wow.
to 104 years old.
Wow.
Now
That's crazy.
wow, not creepy. That's just beautiful. I
Yeah.
mean, and the moments you get to have with
Such a
people.
range, yeah.
You know, and with the seniors, with the large kids, the big kids, so to speak. You know, the Alzheimer patients. they're just wonderfully warm individuals. I had one experience where I'm very fortunate because when you're over there, they're calling out the individuals by name before they would come up to see me.
Okay.
And so I was able to call them all by name.
Yeah.
And there was one woman that came up and they put her in, she was in a wheelchair and they had her next to me and she didn't have it looked like something was bothering her, something was on her mind. So I just grabbed her hands and I said hello to her and how I remember her as a little girl and how she's grown up into such a beautiful woman. And then I asked her, I said, do you remember the last time you sat on my lap? And she started to shake her head, yes. And the tears came out of her eyes.
Oh my goodness.
What
a moment.
Then tears came out of my eyes. There are just too many moments. Some of the most wonderful children in the world live right here in Canby.
Tell me a moment about the kids.
There's
an experience you had.
You tell me an experience. Oh, they range. I was doing.
Do you get a lot of kids tug on your beard?
Yes, I did. As a matter of fact, I had a couple. The pictures I got this year was I got one picture where the kid just grabbed the beard and he had it there, but then he pulled it.
Right.
And he pulled it out, and that's the picture I would like to have seen, but they didn't quite get that one.
It's somewhere on Facebook out there.
I was sitting.
It's not as impressive right now. You started growing it, you said, in June or July?
Yeah, I let go in about June is when I let it go, the end of May, June.
It's pretty impressive by Christmas time.
Well,
yeah.
It's also hot.
Yeah, and then you shave it immediately.
Immediately it shaves off, and I just start all over again.
Yeah.
You know, there was a question you just asked me that I was going to elaborate on a little bit, but it escapes me at the moment.
Well,
I'm really sorry
I want to hear about maybe like a magical moment or a moment that you had with a kid that really has stuck with you.
There's a lot of them. There is, because you can't nail it down to just one particular thing.
Yeah.
A variety of things happen. A few years back, I saw a little girl at the fairgrounds, and she was in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
And she didn't look very happy. She was just kind of mopey. And I noticed as I'm getting out of the fire truck, the wheels on her wheelchair, they were like rainbow spirals where they turn around. And I just looked at and I said, "Wow, look at the wheels! Santa has never seen wheels like that on a wheelchair." And her eyes lit up, and all of a sudden, and she has my wife's, Mrs. Claus's, cell phone number because she likes to keep track. She's a little girl that has some health issues, and but she's one of them. I had one boy. I was when I was doing the Cuts Force party a few years back. There was this one boy that was standing right off to my left, and he was standing behind me. And I just, every once in a while, I'd turn around and look at him, and I'd say hi, and I'm talking with the other kids and giving out gifts, and he's just standing there with a big old smile on his face. Then pretty soon he goes, hey. I said, yeah, what? He said, did you see the movie Santa Claus? I said, yeah, I saw it. He goes, yeah, you were in it.
Of course you saw it, yeah.
Yeah, things like that, you know. I mean, it's just the things that kids ask for. I try to remember how many kids ask me for books.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, even still.
Even still, I try to make a point of trying to remember the kids that asked for books.
Yeah.
Because
they're just trying to get enough to trade in for an iPad, I think.
I think that's what it is, you know. And then with some of these,
does trade in value.
some of these kids, I mean, there was this one boy. He insisted. I believe he was in the 4th grade, if I'm not mistaken. But he was telling me all about the Apple Watch that I was going to bring him.
Oh.
And all the different functions.
He's telling you what.
And I had no idea what this Apple Watch can do. I'm still finding out things that my iPhone can do, my iPhone 6.
So you're just smiling and nodding like,
yes, sure, you know.
Yeah, I've got it all laid up for you, little Billy.
It's all there to it, you know, and when you get asked for...
oh, that's funny because
pets.
it is always kind of the grandparents that the kids have to explain how to do the technology. But yeah, in this scenario, they think you're bringing it to them. So
you know, and he was well versed on the operations of an Apple phone too. You know, and they don't ask for the same things. You get the puppies and you get the horses and the various animals, which of course I can't bring pets because I just don't have room for them on the sleigh.
Right.
And with all those animals, how many potty stops would I have to make? I never get things done.
Yeah,
You know, so I just leave the pets to the parents.
Right.
you know, and then there
Not a Santa job.
people ask me now for iPads, you know, like we said, Apple Watches.
Do you have people that ask, especially, we live in a time that's pretty divisive. There's just like strife and stuff going on, and I know kids, they're not like following Fox News and stuff like that, but that's seeping. Well, maybe they are, but I'm just wondering if you start to hear more kids asking for peace or
World
things
peace.
like that. Yeah.
That's it, world peace.
Yeah.
I just want everybody to get along. So some of the ones that I can remember off the top of my head.
That's got to be hard, huh?
I just wish everybody could get along.
Oh gosh, that breaks your heart. Yeah.
I want there to be world peace. I don't want there to be any more hungry people. These are children now. These aren't, you know, young adolescents. These are kids, and they know the impact of what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, and and like I said, the kids, what would you like for Christmas? What do you think I'm going to put under the tree for you this year? Well, it better be books.
Cute.
I know, that resonates inside you somehow, you know, and it stays there.
Well, I have to say, like I said, I saw you at a few events, and one reason I really want to talk to you, what stands out to me is that I do get the feeling you really love the kids, and I see that connection. I have a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old, and my 2-year-old son is a little more stranger danger. He's in that phase. He saw you twice. He saw you at Gwen's Coffee House and Light Up the Night. Gwen's, he was not having it. I had to like sit him next to you, and the picture, he's like staring at the floor, like he's got this like 1,000-yard stare, like he's being punished. It's literally the face he makes when he's being punished. Like,
no.
He was just not having it. But then by Light Up the Night, that was, I think, the next weekend.
Yeah.
You talked to him, and you just, you know, he had seen you a couple times at that point, and he came right over to you.
Oh, yeah.
And I've seen you do that with other kids too. I just get that it's very genuine with you, and I appreciate that.
I don't know how to answer that.
Yeah.
Santa
It's
Claus.
just who you are.
Maybe, but Santa Claus is Santa Claus, yes.
I think that people worry that it's, you know, that like, who is this? Who is the Santa kid? Because there's that magical, there's that magic, there's that connection, and there's, unfortunately, like, parents have to be aware of people that might take advantage of stuff like that.
Definitely.
You know, but just like I said, it's so real with you, and it comes through, and that's just awesome to see when you're not necessarily expecting it. When you think, oh, this is just a paid actor who just does this or whatever, you know.
No, it's you know, I'm glad if you want to call it a paid actor. I don't know. It's
no, I mean that's what the people think.
Yeah,
the Santa.
Yeah, you know, and I just and not just because I'm in front of a TV camera and a bunch of people, but there's only one kind of Santa Claus, and that's the real Santa Claus. Yeah. You can't be a partial Santa Claus. One of the hardest things to do, and I take a great deal of pride being able to say it, is that during that parade, I make eye contact with every one of those kids. Don't ask me how I do it, because there are so many of them there. But you can look at each one of them. You can tell what's looking at you. You know, and you have to look at each one of them. You have to acknowledge each one of them somehow. I mean, Christmas is magic. Santa Claus is part of the magic. Yeah. You know, and as long as I can help prolong that happiness and that magic, I will. I just, you know, it's just, I'm a ham at heart, I guess. I just love being Santa Claus. I don't know what else to say. You know, I would, you know, sure, I mean, you're not making a whole lot of money as a paid Santa Claus. And plus there's too many things that you do that are just gratis, that you do because they're part of the community. The community that I have seen grow. I've had the advantage of being able to see it grow. I've seen the Kiwanis food and gift giveaway. I've seen that amazing. Grow over the years, where it was, I spent 6 hours over there the Friday before Christmas, and all the people that came by, and I watched these rows and rows of boxes, and pretty soon, just half of them were gone, and I'm feeling really bad, saying, well, what about the other people that didn't show up? Well, every one of those boxes was delivered. the fire department and the police department, I think, and volunteers, they made sure every one of those boxes that wasn't picked up at the event was delivered to their house.
Yeah.
Yeah, and things, I mean, the community does so much for so many that, you know, it has to have help. And if my wife and I can help in any way, you know, it's just, Canby's been good to us, so we like to be good to Canby. It's a wonderful place to live.
Yeah, it is, and it's the best in America.
It's the best in America.
Well, this has been really fun. I think that's a great place to end. Just that the Christmas is magic from somebody who definitely knows. So thank you so much, Ed/Santa.
Okay.
Thanks for talking with us.
Tyler, my pleasure, sir.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
And all the best to you for the New Year as well, and to all of you as well. Thank you.